What is going on, guys? So today we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and boy do we have a treat today. So today we're going to be taking a look into Wallace and Milotic. We're going to basically just break down everything that is in their kit and kind of go over some stuff that that we should talk about with them. So typically for Limelight videos, I do actually have some fancy stuff going on with graphics and with the green screen and all that. I still do have like the green screen and all that stuff, but I'm just kind of lazy right now, so we're just going to basically do this in a more simplistic, easier way for me. So let's go ahead and switch over and we'll take a look here. So as you can see, we do have Wallace and Milotic here. We are going to be a tech roll. Our typing is going to be water, weakness to electric, which is great. We are a 5-star unit, of course. We are going to be obtained through a gacha, which means that this is, of course, not going to be a free sync pair. So starting on Thursday, April 30th, which is, holy cow, in a couple of days. So that's actually really freaking soon. I do want to kind of say that this could change. This information that we talk about in this video possibly could change. It's what we know up to this point currently. They have changed things on us in the past, not necessarily very often, but just take some of this with a grain of salt because some of it could definitely change. Now, typically in Limelight videos, we do go over moves, but we're going to go over our stats first, just to kind of lead into our moves here. So, in terms of stats, at level 120, Milotic is going to have an HP of 740, an attack of 102, a defense of 134, a special attack of 340, a special defense of 164, and a speed of 224. So that is actually freaking crazy. That is actually really high. The special attack is pretty freaking good. The speed is okay. It's not amazing, but the HP, holy cow, that's so freaking good. So there's going to be a little bit of bulk to this guy, which is actually good. Now, in terms of our moves, we do have Brine is our first move. It's a water special type. Well, water type special move. Its power is doubled if the target's HP is at half or below. So kind of like a later game kind of move, which is fine. I actually like the aspect of increasing the target's damage if it's got like a special condition met. That's actually kind of cool. Its power is only 38, but if you use it in the right circumstances, it will get doubled to that 76. So that's actually kind of cool. For only 2 bars, that's not bad, and it's got 100 accuracy, so I'll take it. It is only single target though. It is only single target. Then we have Whirlpool, which is also 38 on the power. It is going to leave the target trapped, though. I do like that because you can kind of use that in tandem. Basically, you can Whirlpool to trap them, let the trap basically whittle them down a little further while you use Brine until they go below half, and then you can just lay on the damage. 85 on the accuracy is not that hot. I don't like that too much, but it's not that bad. 2 on the gauges, which is fine, and it is single target again. Now, our signature trainer move is going to be Grand Illusion, which this one's actually really freaking cool. Reflects status conditions directed towards the ally field of play on the opponent instead. So it makes the user also able to endure the next hit it takes. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, so basically, if Hypnosis gets thrown at us, or if Will-O-Wisp or something like that, that it's going to inflict a status condition, gets thrown at our side of the field, no. Grand Illusion is basically going to redirect that and make it hit the enemy team, which is actually really freaking good. And then we also have the Endurance added in here, which is actually really cool, and it kind of goes along with our next move, Miracle. So remember that we do actually have the Endurance as well, so let's look at Miracle here. Basically, the user is going to take up a counter-attacking posture. We can't do anything while in this posture. No other actions, of course. If you do use the move again, you will leave the posture. The user will attack if it's hit by a special move. A special move is the key there. While it's in this counterattacking posture. Then the user leaves this posture, and the more damage the user has taken from the opponent's move, the greater the move of this, or the greater the power of this move. So that's actually pretty cool. 100 power, already kind of beefy. Accuracy at 100, which is great, and 3 on the gauges. So that's actually not that bad. And it doesn't have like max uses or anything, which is actually kind of cool. So you can kind of take up that posture. You can kind of, what I was thinking, like in my mind, the first thing that came to mind was, okay, Grand Illusion, get some endurance, throw on this move, and you know, take some crazy high damaging output move and turn around and just like insanely whip back and just do all this crazy damage to the opponent. That would actually be really, really interesting. Now, you only get 1 endurance because you only have Grand Illusion once, so it's not going to work like that all the time, but it definitely does. It definitely could be an interesting thing. Now, as far as our sync move, we do have Aquatic Prince Hydro Pump. It is going to be water, special of course. Its power increases if the target is trapped, which is just perfect, because that means it's going to go along with Whirlpool. It's going to kind of tie into our kit very, very nicely. Already 200 on the power, so it'll probably go up to 250 after we get sync grid and everything, so that's actually really cool. Now, as far as our passives, we do have Stationary Target 5, so powers up moves when the target is trapped. So as you can see, that's already boosting our damage. Poke Trap 5 increases the amount of damage that the target takes from being trapped. And then we have Recuperation 2, restores the user HP slightly after using a sync move. Recuperation 2, so I'm pretty sure based on the way that these numbered passives work, is that's going to increase our HP by a small amount because it's a small number. Don't quote me on that. I might be completely wrong, but we will see. So, out of all of this kit, in terms of damage output, as a tech unit, I mean, I don't expect us to be doing a ton of damage, but Wallace actually does have the advantage of doing a lot of damage over time. I think that's Wallace's big play here. Being able to trap the opponent, doing extra little damage from the trapped, and then powering up your moves while the Pokemon on the opposite side of the field is trapped. Like, all that's really, really good. All that's great. It'll help out with the damage over time quite a bit. So I definitely think that that's a good thing that's going for Wallace. In terms of future-proofing, that's kind of hard, because as a tech unit, you kind of have this role where you're already unique enough not to be a striker, and you're already unique enough not to be a support. Well, not necessarily not unique enough. You're not as one-dimensional as a striker where your main focus is just to do damage. You're not as one-dimensional as a support where all your focus is to just keep the team healthy and going. As a tech, you kind of do both. You kind of have like a disruptive or even like a hybrid type role in that. So as a tech unit, I would say, honestly, as future-proofing, Mirror Code is very, very unique. It's very, very cool. Being that it only is going to react against special moves, though, is going to kind of be a downplay on it. I don't like it nearly as much. If it was like a direct counter to everything, that would have been a little bit better, but it's not that bad still. Grand Illusion is actually very, very interesting. I think that's our most unique and most, like, that's our most valuable idea on this sync pair right now, is literally being able to just reflect status conditions is so good. That's such a good idea. So I definitely think that that's kind of what we have going for us. I would say Wallace is going to be, he's going to be okay in terms of future proofing. I don't think that there's going to be too many things that can kind of like power creep him. I mean, in the damage department, it's not like he's going to be like on top right away anyways. And then in the support category, it's not like he's going to be on top. As a tech, he already is unique enough to kind of like be a tech. I think in terms of the whole uniqueness there is, I think future proofing will be okay. Now, as far as team ideas, so the first team idea that I can think of, honestly, as a tech, you can kind of fit in well with a team of one striker, one support. I'm thinking in terms of like reflecting status conditions. I can't think of a team that's like inherently just automatically worse off by having them, but you could like just completely wall off the other team. You wouldn't really want to pair Wallace with something like Lyra, who has light screen either. I mean, you could, but you're kind of like almost hindering yourself by bringing down the special damage that's coming at you. Maybe you would want to do something with Sabrina, who has Reflect. That actually might be pretty cool. You could do Sabrina, which would also give you a little bit of heal every now and then. That would actually be a really cool support. And then as a striker, like what striker is going to benefit the most? Any striker that can benefit from the opponent being trapped, like with their sync grid and stuff. I think Karen actually has some stuff up her sleeve for if the enemy is trapped. I know Viola does, but I can't remember. I think that Karen actually does as well. That could actually be kind of interesting. If you can get just even more damage off of the trapped condition, that's actually really cool. Anything that's going to also add more status conditions to the opposing team is going to be really, really good. I think that Wallace is going to be unique enough that he can kind of go into, he can really fill voids in a lot of different teams, especially in Battle Villa. I think the Battle Villa is where Wallace and Milotic are really going to end up getting a lot of their oomph, because they're going to be able to completely reflect all of the status conditions that get thrown at you, and they're basically going to be able to counterattack, which can be really good if you set it up correctly. But we will kind of have to wait and see. As far as like a tier list placement, how would I rate Wallace in terms of tier list? That's kind of interesting. And we're gonna do our next tier list. I haven't talked about sync pairs in a long time, so I've kind of been falling out of this whole pattern of like thinking about tier lists as new pairs come out. I think as far as a tier list placement goes, I would strongly say right now, preliminary, I would say a strong B tier. As a tech unit, I mean, you kind of gotta like play both sides of the field in some aspects. This is more of like a honed back striker in my opinion, because we do have the mirror coat, which is just going to do extra damage. We have the 2 damaging moves, which is fine. It's not like we have like 4 different, you know, status inflicting moves or anything like that. So we are more of like the tech unit that is more so a striker than a support, but we also do have a little bit of disruption in there. So I'd say right now I feel comfortable saying a B tier. We'll come back whenever we do our next sync pair tier list, which will be in June actually. That's coming up not too long from now. We'll reevaluate that and we'll kind of see, because Wallace and Milotic will have been out for quite a long time at that point. So that's actually all I've got for Wallace and Milotic. We are going to head back and do a quick sync pair scout here. So, as usual, we always do one of these. I'm staying away from that banner. We are still on the hunt for a boy with a Heliolisk. I don't know if you guys have seen this boy around, but we're still looking for him. So, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Dude, this is... Alright, I say it every time. I'm not going to say it again. Hey! Hey, that's good. A 4-star antenna. Oh, come on, man. This is the first 5-star I've had off this entire banner.
Time to step up.
No! Dang, man. I was so excited to get Clement. I mean, I'll take the Elisa and Rotom. I'm not going to complain at that, but that's cool. That's cool. I'll take it. That's our first 5-star off this banner. I can't complain whatsoever. Yellow shirt. Yellow sync pair, that's how we do it. All right, that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. As always, remember that if you want to join the Discord, you can do that down below. Also, down there are links to YouTube memberships, Patreon, if those are your thing. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and head out, but I'll catch you guys in the next video.